It's time to shop hundreds of specials at Macy's, plus thousands of new markdowns in-store and online. Shop incredible specials like our fine jewelry clearance 65% off. Sandals for her 50% off. Save 60% on pillows and comforters. And Junior's dresses, rompers, and more are just $16.99 to $19.99. Or save 10 to 20% with your Macy's Carter Savings Pass. It's time to shop through June 25th at Macy's. Extra savings exclude specials. Savings off sale prices. Exclusions apply.
Hello, dear listeners, and welcome to Secular Soup. We have something a little different for you today. This is your lovely co-host, Amy with a Y. Last night, Amy with an I and I recorded a YouTube live stream for the Zachrilege podcast, and he has been kind enough to let us use his audio as our 6th episode because we are lazy and do not want to record again this week. So sit back and enjoy. A few things to note. My audio sounds awful, so it may sound like I'm recording from inside a burlap sack the entire time. That's just, I don't know, bad audio ignorance on my part. Probably not sitting close enough to the mic. I don't know. If you want to watch this in person, you can go to YouTube and look for the Zachrilege Law channel. And I can put that in the show notes so you can find it and then you can watch it on the YouTubes. Although if you do that, my video feed is going to look like every bad Skype thing that you've ever seen where the person just keeps pausing and it looks terrible and it's grainy. I think because my family was using up all of the internet in our house last night. So yeah, that didn't go as well as I had hoped, but we powered through. Amy with an I sounds fantastic and looked great, and hopefully this will get you through one more week until we record some original content. So sit back, buckle up bitches, and enjoy some soup.
Welcome to the Zachrilege Cast podcast, YouTube video, interview program that features me talking to some of the best and brightest in the atheist / secular / awesome community. This is episode 127. Dang. I'm recording live on January 9th, 2018. I would like to thank last week's guest, Hertzy Hertz of Atheists Talk. The fact that we have an atheist show on radio, even this thing she calls progressive radio, which I know she totally made up, is a great thing. And please join her Satanic Panic RPG. Now, there are so many women's stories that deserve to be told. And then there are these two. Secular Soup is a new podcast, 5 episodes old as of this recording. We're probably going to say old a lot tonight. Amy with a Y and Amy with an I talk about women's issues when they're not into regressing into craft talk. So welcome to the show. We have Amy with a Y, Amy with an I. I believe you want to say hi each, and then, of course, show off your amazing outfits, right?
Oh, no, just her.
We're on video, but, you know.
Do we talk now? Okay.
You can talk. Do we talk
he
now?
Gave you permission.
He
gave you permission to talk.
What's happening right now? I'm so confused.
Your lady brain is
It really is. It's tired, and the lady brain is small. I'm Amy with a Y. I live in Minnesota. This is my beautiful recording studio, which I call Secular Soup North. And I dressed up. This is actually the necklace I wore on my wedding day because I'm also wearing a full pajama onesie right now because I like to sleep and it's late, and I've even got
I talked her out of her wedding dress today, actually.
I was going to wear my wedding dress.
I did. I talked her down.
I went with this, though. And then with the ridiculously
iTunes,
overdone jewelry. So
you may have to
that's me.
Switch over to YouTube.
I got to fix my hair. So that's me. Amy with a Y, you can talk now.
Oh. I know how to spell my name. Don't spell it wrong. Okay.
I. It's such a dumb spelling. I can't.
I know. I'm the worst. So maybe with an I. Oh, she's such. No, Amy with an I, and I live in Texas, and I'm not wearing a hoodie because I'm a human. Just saying. And my hair keeps falling in my face, and it's driving me nuts because I got a blowout today. And then, so I just For the men listening, that's when they blow dry your hair.
I was gonna say, the men probably think it's something else.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the last fuck you give is gone at age 40, so you have all things to look forward to.
I still have some left then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sweet. She doesn't.
I'm 40 and I wore a whole bunch of jewelry.
Yeah. I have earrings on. I'm good.
I have big earrings.
Wearing pants, as far as everybody knows. Which
Just
is
like
very dressy for podcast world, by the way. So we're going to start with our out of context quotes because they're fun, and with these two, oh my gosh, it was hard to narrow them down. So we're going to go
delightful.
We're going to go with Y and I as the show goes, so don't be too confused. So from Y, I had cognitive dissonance, not the shitty podcast, but the actual phenomenon that happens. We'll get more into the whole cog diss throwdown as the evening progresses.
So much the worst.
And from I, may I grab your ass?
Sounds like her.
I said, please. I mean, I said, may I?
And this is, of course, from both. Feminism is a mental disorder. Why? Oh, good. Just add it to all the others. I.
Sounds fed up. Yeah.
I think I said cancer, to be fair.
You said both.
Did I say both?
Yeah, at some point.
You said all the great feminism buzzwords. You correctly defined it as being the root of everything bad in the world today. As we agree. So how did blueberries and tomatoes lead to you creating this spectacular new podcast?
The podcast came before the blueberries and tomato soup. We met online through a Facebook group.
Right. I was catfishing you.
She was catfishing me.
Right. And it worked. Hello.
And we both talked about wanting to do a podcast. I had done a podcast a year or two ago with a male friend of mine, but we just both got super fucking busy and couldn't do it anymore. So it kind of died. So Amy and I both wanted to do one, but needed a co-host because we didn't want to go solo on a podcast.
I didn't want to do the editing, honestly.
Yeah, she wanted someone else to do all of the work while she did all the talking.
Yeah.
So we kind of made a plan, and it took us a good 6 to 8 months to execute that plan. And here we are.
We're so busy and important, it's exhausting.
We really are. We kind of wanted to answer the question, why aren't there more women podcasters?
And we realized.
And we figured it out.
Because we're so busy.
Because we do so many fucking other things. We don't have time to podcast. So, but then the blueberry and tomato soup thing, that was all. I'll let Amy tell that story because
that was me, actually.
That was her.
I have a friend that's a graphic designer, and she was talking about it one day, and she was talking about the visual of just like two little blue dots floating in red, and she's like blueberries and tomato soup, and she's like, it's just kind of a fun visual. It's like, it is a fun visual. So I kind of just went with that, and that's it. End of story.
A really good story.
It's a great story. Thank you. It had a beginning, a middle, and an end.
Yeah. So this is literally the first. This is the first.
We should
time
let him
Amy
talk.
And I have. No.
Sorry.
I'm trying to tell.
I read the rules.
Story.
I'm sorry. Okay, sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm not really sorry. Time we've actually video chatted with each other. We've only talked on the phone and on audio through the podcast. We've never met. Literally, this is the first time we've video chat.
And for a while, I was a dark screen because I didn't know how to turn it on. So it was like, do I really?
She figured it out.
Eventually, it took a while because I'm not great at tech stuff.
No, you're totally,
okay, you can talk now.
You're both totally welcome to be like a politician and actually answer the question you wish I'd asked, because that's how it goes. So that's totally fine for the duration.
So it's a necklace made by my friend. Thank you for asking.
Well, yes, we are the greatest. I guess that's all you needed to ask, right?
No, I'm not wearing shoes. Thanks, though.
So what can you give, like, what the elevator pitch is for Secular Soup? Like, what is this show?
We're better than Cogdis, line one.
Mm-hmm.
We are the premier women's atheist podcast.
basically, if you want to listen to two crafty bitches just ramble for an hour about topics that usually have nothing to do with what we intend to talk about, but you want comedy gold, that's what you want to tune into us for. We're like
And it doesn't
cognitive
matter.
dissonance.
Every
only
episode's
so
a
much
hit.
better. Every
So
episode.
much, yes.
We
Like,
keep topping ourselves every
solid gold.
episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We get off the microphones. We're like, I don't know about that, and the next day we're like, you know what? It was amazing.
When we recorded episode 5, at the end of it, we were both like, I don't think we're gonna be able to release that. And then I listened to it, and I actually texted her and said that was funny as shit.
And I listened to it twice because
really
I was
good.
like, I agree. I'm not gonna listen to anyone else because why would I?
Yeah, it's so good.
Exactly.
Yeah,
because
basically.
let down, right?
Yeah.
It's
After
just
this,
us rambling.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And going on other people's shows and ruining them by not letting them talk. So we do
He's
that.
not trying though. You need to fight harder. It makes it
That's
more
true.
exciting. Come on.
I need to fight hard. No, the whole point of the show used to be, before this month, like, hey, you ask questions, I will see how many beers I can get through. But this month, not drinking, so it's confusing. I almost out of water. I just sit here and go, yes, that is good. That is deep stuff. So I suppose you've already answered the question, what the format of the show is. It's whatever the fuck you want it to be, right?
That's in the intro.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to say the intro? Because the intro's amazing.
Oh God, I don't have it pulled up on my. You think I'll try to do it from memory?
She can do it from memory. I know she can.
I will try to do it from memory. So
I have faith
basically,
in you.
it's welcome to Secular Soup. I'm Amy with a Y.
I'm Amy with an I.
And we're just two blueberries floating in a bowl of tomato soup. Get ready for real talk about atheism, feminism, parenting,
And whatever,
politics, and whatever the fuck else we want to talk about because it's our podcast. Buckle up, bitches. It's time to have some soup. Is that the whole? I don't know if I even. Is that the whole thing? That's it.
I don't know. I barely read.
So we ever get past the whatever the fuck else we want to subject?
It's pretty much all we talk about is
we
whatever
talked
the fuck
about
else we...
politics, sort of, and we talked about feminism.
We
historically
try to have
accurate
topics, and it just doesn't work out for us. Yeah, we always start out thinking, okay, this episode we're going to talk about this, and then it just evolves from there. So
we have our laminated run sheet because we're really prepared. And and then Amy with Y goes off topic, and then I just cry for the rest of the hour, and that's how things go.
And then I berate her and call her names,
as you do.
That's it.
That's the podcast.
I saw Y actually point to I, and you don't usually, you must have some kind of, mental connection then to be able to know when to jump in. Or you just jump in, right?
That's what I do. I do what I'm told.
So are the two of you located in, you both live, so it's Texas and Minnesota, but you both live in like relatively small towns, right? Yeah. So you both feel like you live in kind of conservative towns and there's nobody else like you, which might be true.
Well, there's nobody like us anywhere. Just
yeah, I live in rural Minnesota, so the town I live in has probably about, I want to say 13,000 people normally, and then in the summer it's a huge tourist town, so all the rich people drive here and have $1 million cabins, and the population booms to like 200,000 people every summer. But normally during the year, it's 13,000 people that are mostly conservative and annoying. Although there's a really good group up here of solid liberals and atheists, and we get together and try to keep ourselves sane. But yes, this is the reason that I don't use my last name when I'm working on the podcast or doing interviews about the podcast, because I don't want to make it easy for people in the town I live in to connect me with the podcast, because I'm a business owner, and that sort of thing happens in small towns where if you're a business owner, you will get boycotted if people find out your political views, if you're not conservative, if you're not Christian, if you're pro-choice. So I try to try to keep who I am kind of on the down low. Although, people on Facebook know who I am, and that's fine. I have my settings on Facebook set to friends only, and I try to be kind of choosy about my friends. And so far, nobody's firebombed my store. So,
well, I thought you were planning that.
Yeah,
that's a
for the
win.
insurance. I'm sorry.
You can't put the evidence out there.
Sorry.
Jesus, Amy.
I'm sorry.
You're an amateur.
They're just being broadcast. I mean, no one's
Amateur
watching.
hour.
Actually, 4 is
No one's watching this.
No, no one
is
listens to us
actually 4
anyway.
times more than usual. which is
Really?
impressive.
Yeah.
It's because they're hoping we'll tilt the cameras down. No cleavage tonight. Sorry.
I try. Let me
She's
stand up a little bit.
unzipping. Wait, she's unzipping.
Yeah.
What's happening? She's zipping up.
It's like the sound. Yeah.
See this? It's a carrot.
There's more carrot
She zipped it up.
that you want to know about.
God, ow.
Now
There we go. You can see the necklace.
So how does it go? How long did it take you, like from the time you two, met cute online to actually like recording episode 1? I heard you did test episodes.
We did 5 test episodes.
I'm on my 127th test episode. Eventually, put me in, coach. What was the process, and how did you finally go, all right, this is it. This is good enough. We got to get this show out there so people can finally hear us.
We did 5 episodes.
Mhm.
We started in June, and then we just said one day, we were like, you know what, we have to just do it. We have to just put it out there. And we recorded one, and you're like, no, we can't use that one. So wait, was that 6 episodes or was that the 5th?
I don't even remember
I don't know.
anymore.
Math is hard.
Yeah.
So yeah,
5, 6.
I don't know. I only have 5 fingers, so that's like the extent.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I think we just kept practicing, and then finally we were like, fuck it, let's just send it out there. And we just did it. And then we were like hoping that the episode would be okay, and it was, the best thing ever. It was delightful. So yeah.
Because we're delightful. So
exactly.
the first one, we actually picked a topic and kind of stayed on topic.
Did we?
We talked about mental illness. I think if you
Oh, the
compare it
first
to
one.
the other 4,
Yeah, the first one. I thought you meant like the
one.
one in June. I was like, I don't remember that far back. I've slept since
Those
then.
are just phone calls of us recording ourselves talking on the phone. So
It really is basically.
back when we had an even cooler name for the episode that we had to not use. So
Love
so
that
mad
name.
about that. Yeah. We were going to be called the A Word,
Mm-hmm.
which would have been so good.
This is our
And then
names and atheism and like taboo and
right? The
but
A
there's
Word.
like there's a BBC show that has that name and something else that has that
Yes.
name, and so we couldn't find we couldn't get
There's
the
a
email.
stupid. There's like an Apple podcast
Yeah, it's stupid.
with tips for using Apple or something dumb that doesn't deserve the name. So we had to come up with something new.
Doesn't
Yeah.
deserve your name.
Mm-mm.
No.
Well, what beverages are you consuming tonight? Because even though I'm not drinking, doesn't mean my guests.
She's probably drinking tea.
This is my
Good night.
magic mug that keeps things warm for 24 hours, even in the freezing cold. And I am drinking Lady Grey tea, which is one of my
Nailed
favorite
it.
kinds because I'm a lady.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I'm drinking a nice cab.
Nice cab, huh?
Yeah.
I have a small glass, but that's all right. Yeah.
I have a whole bottle in the other room.
You're prepared? Okay.
It can be poured in. So
This is why women can't podcast.
Do you
Oh,
have a-
because
you have
we're
a
all
special
luscious.
guest.
oh yeah,
No.
Camera?
they have a kid on camera.
Because our children come in and try to ruin everything for us. Okay, go away.
It's Inception.
For the guests, so should people drink while listening to your show, and do you
It
drink
helps.
while
We're
recording?
funnier. We're definitely funnier.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah, Amy with an I likes to drink while we're recording, which
I
makes
do.
her twice as delightful. I don't really drink at all just because I'm bad at it, so I'm always
Yeah.
drinking tea. But
Oh,
I'm
so-
really tired.
So I'm
that
really
makes
good
me-
at it. What does that say?
Yeah.
Like, when you say I'm
She's
really
good.
good at drinking. What is that?
She's
Yeah,
good at
that's-
drinking, and I'm good at being really tired all the
She
time.
drinks
I'm not
enough
good
for
at
both.
sleeping. I do probably.
So, what's the favorite guest you've had on your show, America or Marissa?
They have
They're
all
both
We're gonna
listening
have-
right now. So
We're gonna have them wrestle
Favorite.
and decide.
next. Who's your favorite kid?
That one's easy. I don't.
Yeah.
The one that's watching this right now from the other room. That's my favorite. We have to say Marissa's our favorite because she's our producer.
She's our producer.
She's the one that got the ball rolling on this whole podcast thing. So
she's our favorite producer for sure.
Favorite producer. America is our favorite America by far.
It's true.
So
even though we told dirty jokes about her at the end.
Yeah. But
yeah. Well,
America the person is so much better than America the country. So
exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's one's pretty self-explanatory right there. And a
we'll
Satanist
keep the dirty
too,
jokes
right?
to a minimum on your show because we're going to class it up.
Well,
yeah. We're gonna be
funny you
ladies.
should say that. Now we're at the 20-minute-ish point, and I'm actually going to do some weeks I do live reads, some weeks I don't. Some weeks I give love to other podcasts. This week I'm definitely not doing that.
Well,
So
don't mention Cogdis either.
No.
Here's this week's live read. So now that Marissa's a big-time producer and clearly the Mark Burnett of atheism, minus the dumb and dangerous religious ideas, and with better fashion sense. So, okay, Marissa, here you go. We're going to pitch some shows for you. So we need to think outside of the... okay, never mind. So here we go. Binge drinking for teetotalers, an underdog story about admitting that your liver is evil and needs to be punished. No? Okay, all right.
Oh.
Option 2, my cat poops on the floor, about thinking outside the... Yeah, no, not my best. Okay, one more. Okay. Walking in place for dummies, how to travel through this troubled world without going anywhere or doing anything. No? Okay, fine. I'll keep my day job. And besides, I'm a dangerous white guy, so she wouldn't let
You
me
really
out.
are. You should feel bad and stop talking.
Yeah.
I'm about to.
Okay, good.
I think I know who one of the guests in the chat room is. So this
my
is
God, there's
from
people
Jeannie,
watching this?
one
There's
of
people watching
the
this. People
chat
shouldn't be
room
watching
people.
this. You guys have better things to do.
She wants you to tell a joke. So each of you can tell. Feel free to tell a joke. It can be anything you want.
I have a joke. My 7-year-old tells a lot of jokes. He's going to be a comedian one day, so I can tell you one of his jokes.
Oh, I have a joke. After your joke. Okay.
I started.
I know.
Calm down.
I'm letting you go first.
Jesus. The worst. Okay.
I know I am. It's true.
Why did the chicken cross the road? You ready for this?
I'm ready.
To get to Arby's.
Terrible joke.
Written
There you go.
by a 7-year-old. Yes.
Okay,
Boom.
my favorite joke is, where do you find a turtle with no legs?
Somewhere.
Right where you left it.
Ah.
It's the best.
That's pretty good. That's better
good.
than the Arby's joke.
See, now we've loosened up the audience. We've loosened up the guests.
Okay.
All that.
Yeah,
Earl
we were so
Grey tea.
uptight before and so
Yeah.
scared to talk.
I know. I see that. Yeah. So it's tough to get you going. But once you
We're shy.
get started.
Yeah, we're wilting flowers.
Mhm.
So, what is your favorite mental illness?
Like all of them.
Since episode 1 focused on mental illnesses, and for actually most of the episodes, so impressive. Way to stay on point. But
I don't know if I can
I feel
pick
like
a
that was a dig.
favorite.
That was a little.
The favorite one that I have personally, or just my favorite of all the mental illnesses?
I suppose you could pick one from column A and one column B if you want.
Well, hysteria for
Maybe.
sure.
Yeah.
Hands down, hysteria.
Hysteria.
Uh-huh.
Hysteria is a good one.
It's a great one. It's the best one.
Man, that's a tough question. It's like, how do you choose between your favorite kids? Is it the depression or the anxiety? I don't.
They go hand in hand so well.
I really do.
I'm a big fan of ADD because I get a lot done.
Oh yeah.
Get shit done fast. Not well, just fast. Then you go back with the anxiety and you know, freak out about all of it.
Mhm. I guess depression's a good excuse to lay in bed for a long time, and I'd like to sleep.
There you go.
So that's one
Yeah,
good
it's
thing about
depression.
that. It's the depression. I have to sleep all the
You
time.
get depressed every night around 8 o'clock, right?
6:45.
depressed. Mm-hmm.
6:45.
5.
Whenever.
Yeah.
So does it just give you a headache, the whole concept of like staying up till midnight on New Year's Eve?
Oh, I didn't even try. I actually did, when I was doing my previous podcast, I did a podcast-a-thon. This would have been last
geez.
year. It was, I can't remember. I think it was the Utah Outcasts. I did their podcast-a-thon, and I got scheduled for midnight, and it almost killed me.
Oh, no.
Almost killed. I had to, it was a heroic effort on my part, not only to stay up
She
until
deserves a
midnight,
medal.
but then I had to talk for an hour until 1 a.m.
Jeez.
Oh, I'm never doing that again.
I did that one year, but I had the 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. slot.
Oh, no.
I won't mention which podcast I did the podcast-a-thon on, but I did
I can guess.
4 to 6 slot
Mm-hmm.
because he went out for food and he just left me on the air because I just wouldn't stop talking. So
You
he
got
like,
the good
so good.
slot.
what?
You got the good slot there.
No, Amy asked me a question. Amy said something.
Oh, I don't think I said anything. I'm tired. I don't remember.
I did. It was a great slot.
It was the best. Because you were on it.
Obviously.
Well, why did you want to kick off with talking about mental illness and just go, all right, this is the number one topic we want to talk about?
We wanted to start out of the gate talking about things that other people weren't addressing. And we wanted to talk about things that were important to us. And kind of go through it with the lens of we're both mothers, we're both atheists, we're both women in areas where we are kind of alone, and address it from through all of those lenses. Basically.
Yeah, and mental illness is something that people have kind of started talking about it more online. There have been some awareness campaigns, but people still are afraid to talk about the fact that they have it or what it's like, and that can be really isolating. And as a parent with a kid who has it, that just brings a whole nother level of, oh my God, am I doing everything I should be doing? Am I screwing up my child somehow? What am I doing wrong? And when you talk to people, especially a lot of women, more of us have a diagnosed mental illness than you would think. You know, you start talking with your friends, and it's something that we just need to put out there in the open more often so we can understand it and so we can support each other, and so that it's not so stigmatized, so that people will actually seek help when they need it, and not try to just tough it out and, you know, think of it as a character flaw. Or, you know, it's just like any other disease. It's just something you need to get help for and work through. And yeah, I think if we, you know, just treat it like anything else, talk about it more, that would go a long way in helping people address something that needs addressing.
And we can't just Jesus harder when we have a problem.
You can try.
Well, Amy can.
Yeah,
I'm not good at it.
I'm like as Christian as you can get. So
As Christian as anyone on this show can get, that's for sure.
Sure. Yeah.
So when people join kind of the atheist community, they feel kind of free and open. They feel like they finally like found their people and they've made this great connection. So when you started your show, did you have any idea like how shitty some of the people in the atheist community are?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're the worst.
Absolutely.
Not you guys that are listening or watching. You guys are the best.
You're the good ones.
You guys are the good ones. But yeah, the atheist communities, I'd been in so many conversations that were just exhausting, and people telling me, well, you're not really a feminist, or you're not really this, or, you know, sexism just isn't really a problem. Like just kind of talked down to for so long, and just, yeah, no, they're not great.
Well, that was one of the reasons we wanted to start the podcast in the first place was, you know, we both listen to a lot of podcasts, and there just aren't a lot out there that are directed and led by women.
No, it's a real sausage fest.
You know, lots of guys, lots of white guys, not naming any names, cognitive dissonance.
Lots of really shitty opinions. Not going to name any names.
I remember I used to love listening to Godless Bitches when that was still on, and it just kind of stopped one day, and I miss it so much because that was the only podcast where I would turn it on and I would hear people talking kind of the way I was thinking, you know, where I could identify with the people having the conversation. And I love, you know, Serious Inquiries Only. There's all these podcasts I love that are hosted by men, and I'm not saying we need to burn all men to the ground necessarily.
Well, no, it's too. It would be too many. It would be too.
That would be a lot of work.
Yeah.
But
we'd run out of matches.
We wanted to make a podcast that was something we wanted to listen to and we thought was kind of missing, something that just for some reason not enough people are doing, and I don't really know why, because it's not that hard. So
it's so easy. We could do it.
We just
you just started right away, right?
Yeah, we hit the ground running. It's all just, if they could platinum record podcast, we would be.
Yeah, we just wanted to hear more ladies.
Yeah, basically.
That's it.
And
we were like, hey, we're ladies. Let's hear us.
I'm a lady, you're a lady. We both have the same name. Let's do this.
Let's do this thing.
And when it comes to sexual harassment, should men just talk more or should they maybe shut up occasionally?
It really bugs me. That's my hot button. No, it's and the more people talking about it is actually better. Because if everybody's addressing it, then it kind of shuts it down. That's how I honestly feel.
Yeah, I think it's fine that men talk about it.
It's really cute.
I think men need to do more talking with each other about it. Like, I don't need a guy to explain to me what feminism is or what sexual harassment is, but I would like him to talk to his guy friends about it and have them have some conversations and
don't pretend like you're speaking for us. That's the problem, though, is don't pretend like you're speaking for women, because we actually have voices too.
We do?
Yeah, I've heard it. It's like twice.
Oh, wait, I talk all the time. That's right.
It's weird. I'm actually like seeing mouth smooth. I'm hearing things. It's weird. It's a strange thing. Yeah. You're talking, yeah. Jeannie mentioned promoting secular feminism, which I believe is on some kind of hiatus, which is unfortunate because when it's on, pretty darn good show.
Yeah, that was another one I listened to, and then I don't
because
know.
Women can't podcast because we have too much stuff to do.
We have too much shit to do. We're so fucking busy. How do people do this? I don't know.
We barely do it.
Like, his wife just had a fucking baby, and he was on doing an episode the next day. How does that happen?
Because he wasn't the one in the delivery room delivering it.
That's true. I don't get it.
No, it's because being a man is easier, right?
Mm-hmm. Especially if you're Thomas.
That's what I hear.
Yeah.
It's a man's world, right?
Mm-hmm.
But is there anything to be said to, when Me Too happened and then, there was all these shocked reactions? Well, it seemed like either one or two. It's either a shocked reaction or you're making this shit up. And
that's actually our co-host.
Oh, God.
Who's that? Who we got there? Who's the cat?
That's Chappie.
Oh, right. Chappie, the movie, right?
Not Jappie. Like Kristen.
Chappie.
Wow!
Don't name my cat ethnic slurs.
I know, we're 32 minutes in. We did pretty well tonight,
Oh my God, he's wrecking everything. No, this is Chappie, the monster cat.
Cats don't like earbuds, that's for sure. My cat's ate about 5 pair of mine early on, and I'm shocked the one is on the bed over here. It's as close as they ever get. They don't want to be on. I like that with the bonus purring sound. You haven't held me in like 20 minutes. Come on.
Are you a big burr? Okay.
So after the Me Too movement, you said what? What was the question?
Well, a lot of the male reactions were either I'm shocked that this is happening or a actual denial that it was happening. Does it take 50 stories for guys to believe one?
Apparently it does. And Amy and I were talking about this in our second episode, that we were shocked that people were shocked. Like, of course, everybody has had some kind of story, and it shouldn't have been shocking. It was 1 in 2 people that has been sexually harassed or assaulted. Yeah,
and it's by and large men doing that. So how are there so many men out there thinking, how is this such an epidemic? How is this happening? Well, you've seen your friends doing it.
Or do they not realize what construes assault or harassment?
Yeah, I think that's a part of it too, because I've heard so many guys who will say things like, well, I would never do something like that, or I've never done anything
like there's a line, but they're right up against it, and you're still,
Well,
according
yeah.
to the person, you're still harassing them.
I think they don't. I don't know. I think there's, especially when you get drinking involved, I hate to say it, but when you're, you have groups of younger guys and they're all drinking and they do some shit and they don't think it counts, because they were drunk. So.
And she was drunk and they were at a party.
Yeah. So it's not a big deal.
She said yes about something earlier. So,
Yeah. And I think men don't do enough calling each other out on that kind of thing.
Yeah.
That would go a long way.
And why is there a lot of kind of apologizing? I mean, we'll just talk like atheist community in particular. Like, if someone gets caught doing this kind of behavior that we all agree, not good, there still seems to be like this apology because we have this pre-existing, like, we like this person because they do a podcast or they have opinions we like, or they're in our atheist club, and no one in our atheist club is bad, right? Why is there tends to be more apologies for the person who's doing this than any like sympathy for who it's being done to?
The club, like the tribe mentality, where it's just that's one of us. That's he couldn't possibly be a bad guy because he's my guy.
Well, I think that's.
Well, thank
you're
you.
Just trying to hurt. You're just trying to hurt his feelings.
Wait, that's not good. Sorry, I'll back up.
That's not unique to the atheist community. That's just
it's
everywhere.
just human nature.
We're special snowflakes. We're like no other community. Oh wait, dang,
Sorry.
Too late. years too late.
The irony is we pride ourselves on being such good skeptics, and I think that might be part of the issue. Is that when you think about it, we try so hard to be so skeptical about everything. So when you have a sexual harassment claim where it's hard to have a lot of evidence for it because of the type of thing it is, unless you've got photographic evidence and data and charts and a peer-reviewed study was done on it, people don't want to believe it actually happened. And that can be good in some instance. You want to approach everything with a skeptical eye, but at the same time, when you've got so many women coming forward and saying this is something that happened, it's I don't know. I'm tired. I don't know where I was going with that.
She's old. Just give her a minute.
I'm old and tired. The thought will come to me later. You know what I'm saying? You get it.
Do you never record after 7:30 local time? Is that the rule?
Oh, I do. It's just, it gets really entertaining.
He drags it out forever. Like, are we going to start recording? It's like 8:30.
I'm trying to find my Google documents. I don't know what I'm doing. You saw how long it took me to turn on my camera. Like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
anyway,
I guess there's a lot of a gray area to it, but at the same time, it's kind of like when a woman makes a claim and then it doesn't take long when that happens. It's usually not like, oh, this is a totally isolated incident. It's like 5 other people come out.
Yeah. And
send like private messages and go, yeah, me too. Oh yeah, this happened to me. This happened to me. This happened to me. And then it becomes a flood. But I guess the decision then is, what do you do with the people there? Like, do you say, all right, you're out of the community, or I'm not listening to your podcast anymore? Or you just say, yeah, we're just going to cut this off. We're just going to let this go, or let the person go and move on.
I think everything is on a case-by-case basis, honestly, because, you know,
you're never sure.
Well, not only that, but not all crimes are equal, like, and like you said, there is some gray area. There are people who go to conferences who do want to hook up, and that's kind of their thing. But we all need to figure out how to navigate this together and respect each other.
Exactly.
And I don't know, not be dicks to each other about it, and believe people when they tell you that you've harmed them somehow, and try to work through that.
And not double down and continue doing it.
Yeah.
That doesn't help anything.
Yeah, I'm willing to, if somebody does something and they apologize and they look at their behavior and go, okay, here's where I went wrong. And
I was drinking. I made a mistake.
I'm going to take some steps to change my behavior. That's one thing. And people can be forgiven and we can move past it. When somebody just doubles down and refuses to admit something that there is proof for, at that point, I think you need to just kind of cut them out. You know, they'll probably still have an audience, and that's fine. Their audience can listen to them, but the rest of us don't have to.
We're not even going to have a feud with you.
We only feud with cognitive dissonance.
That's true.
And the product polymath. Chris is fun to fuck with.
Chris is so fun to mess with.
Chris, made the mistake of interviewing you first, right?
Yeah, and trying to talk. It was adorable. It was so cute.
He's never going to be rid of us now.
He was smart to stay quiet most of the time. That was a good call there. You know,
Yeah.
That's a good instinct to have.
Did he even ask us questions? I don't think he even asked us questions.
I don't remember.
I don't remember the whole
thing. On my show.
Yeah, he was like, this week on the Podunk Polymath, we're like, bleh. And we just talked for like an hour. It was great.
And feel free to
like,
compare.
I'm going to get on the ground floor with this one, and then we just ruined it.
Podunk Polymath, episode 65. Feel free to listen to it, because having
it's a great episode. Best
having
one he's
the
ever
awesome
had.
Amy's on.
Yeah,
you probably won't be able to tell quality level, but then when he starts talking, wah, 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 you know, kind of thing. So
but then
Amy,
we talk again.
Amy with an I, what was it like to be a Mormon feminist?
Well, I was better than everyone else, obviously. It was awkward. There was a lot of, also not the shitty podcast, but there was a lot of cognitive dissonance between my belief system and the fact that I thought women were human people that deserved equal rights. Because the Mormon church is very patriarchal, and there's a hierarchy, and women are not in leadership positions at all, except they're only over other women and children. And that really, really bothered me from the beginning. But I just kind of thought that I could make a change from within, that if I had these beliefs that other people did, and then I could kind of make this change, and maybe they'll come around. And I joined this movement where it was, the Mormon feminist housewives, and it was Mormon feminist, and it fizzled out, and the leader got excommunicated, and it was it was bad. It didn't end well for anyone. I was already out by the time she got excommunicated. But
did you officially leave? Because you
No,
leave the Mormon
the
church, you have to
No, you have to jump through some hoops.
Something in blood to leave, right?
Yeah, no, I'm still a member of record. Not now, maybe, but I'm waiting for them to kick me out. They have to come. They have to say it to my face. They have to come to my face and tell me why I'm not allowed to be. Yeah, they have to tell me to my face why I'm no longer allowed to be a member of the only true church on the planet. I want them to tell me to my face. So bring it on, Mormon church.
That would be a good show.
Yeah.
Hey, can I record this?
Yeah. Bring it on.
Okay, well, we're at the 40-minute range, so I'm going to throw, this is it. Live read 2. Now, since I officially hate all podcasts other than Secular Soup,
awesome.
I will not show love for other shows because they are all the worst, and instead will recite random song lyrics. Name that tune for a special prize.
Oh, easy. What's the prize?
Ooh.
Well, that's after it happens, and you will not know what this is because it's very
I'm
obscure.
pretty sure.
I'm actually going to go ahead and, even though I'm not drinking, sing. Okay, we'll do this. All right. Maine is the world that went south. Maine is a punch to the mouth. Maine at the top of the chart has crushed my evil heart. Okay.
I don't know it.
No idea.
Like the last line.
This is the only thing I've ever gotten wrong.
Literally, you'll have to Google every word of that to find it.
I have no idea.
So who, out of this podcast of having a total of 5 kids between the two of you, who can't make a sandwich?
We can make sandwich. She can't make a sandwich.
Oh, I can.
That was Amy the Y raising her hand for the audio
I
people.
just don't make sandwiches.
You have to make a noise and then raise your hand because then they can see you.
Oh, sorry.
You two do audio only, but you're doing all these hand cues. You're doing
we
that.
do when we do audio too.
In case I'm being held
hands.
against my will, I'm going to do a secret,
I'm pretty sure I say high five in every episode, and at some point I'm actually high fiving towards my microphone. We did a fist bump before we started recording too. For the audience.
So was the sandwich line just a ploy to get listeners and Patreons? Is that what happened?
Everything we do is a ploy to get listeners and Patreons.
It's all an act. We're not even real people.
No,
none of this
we're
is
catfish.
Real. No, we're catfishing you.
Mm-hmm.
The best ever.
Yeah.
Yep. No, pretty much everything we do is for popularity and
Exactly.
money and ego. Is that wrong?
No.
It's like, yeah, you got it. Pretty much.
Nailed it. And she's really honest.
I really am. I sent both Tom and Cecil from Cognitive Dissonance a private message and said, we're feuding with you. Just
And they
letting
said,
you know.
bring it on.
And they said,
Oh.
okay.
They did.
So-
We got their permission first for
Yeah.
them being the worst. And
Mhm.
they already
they
know
know
they're
we're
the worst.
feuding.
They know they're the worst.
What was it about
Obviously.
them that made you decide? I mean, you know, I've heard of podcast feuds, but this seems very personal.
Because they're really big and could bring us the most attention.
And
So-
everybody's feuding with the other podcast
Yeah.
that's feuding with. So why not pick the underdogs?
Yeah. Everybody's feuding with Dogma Debate at this
That's
point.
what I'm saying. The other one,
yeah.
everybody's feuding with Smalley.
Nobody wants to feud with them.
Yeah,
Everybody
we don't want
loves-
to feud with Smalley. Let's feud with Tom and Cecil.
Everybody loves Cogdis, so let's
Yeah.
pick a big fish to
Yeah.
feud with.
And Scathing Atheist is in my crosshairs. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Like they're
There's
next.
like three of them. We're evenly matched with Tom and
I'm pretty
Cecil,
sure we
two
can both
guys.
take Eli. Are you kidding me?
That's true.
He's a vegan. He doesn't even have enough protein. We can take him.
We did force him to record a creed for us on episode
By saying
30.
please and batting
Just
our
by
eyes.
saying do it. So
We did say just do it.
come on, just do this,
true.
please. We need help.
Would you have Cognitive Dissonance on your show, or would that, you know?
Yeah. We'd harass them the
God.
entire time. It would be so fun. We would give them the worst. If they fly us to Chicago, we will totally be on their show.
Definitely. They'll have to book us pretty far in advance because we've got all of our episodes planned out through 2018.
Like through this week?
Definitely know
that's
what
me.
we're doing on our next episode.
This episode is this.
Yeah.
We're done. Like tonight, we're done.
Yeah, this is it.
Yeah. She goes
we
to
don't
bed
need to
tomorrow
record
night.
more.
No. She sleeps. Tomorrow night, she sleeps.
Yeah.
Tomorrow night. Just sleep for 36 hours at a time? That sounds really awesome. I like that.
I'm in Minnesota. We hibernate.
Yeah.
That's why I have a onesie.
Yeah, I was about to ask, like, what's
I'm
the
wearing a
temperature
tank top.
there?
I'm wearing a tank top.
I feel like I
Oh.
always have to ask what the temperature is.
I always send her selfies of me in a tank top, and she's like, "Fuck you."
Mhm.
But clearly, Amy with the Y doesn't like the cold weather. So how did you end up?
I hate it.
What happened
It's my
to
parents'
you?
fault. It's my fucking
Poor
parents'
life
fault.
Oh,
choices.
okay.
They made me born here and I hate it and I've just never left. Even as a kid, you know how you see kids from cold states and they're out sledding and skiing. I didn't do any of that shit. I stayed inside. I hated it outside. I still hate it outside. I still can't comprehend the people who take their kids sledding because I have no interest. I talk other people into taking my kids sledding. Like if my friends are going, can my kids tag along? Because I can't be outside. It's no. I've thought about moving, but a series of life choices has kept me here. Here I am. And the living is cheap here. You can get a nice house for what you can probably rent an apartment for in New York. So
No one lives in New York. No.
no.
No one on this show.
Nobody good.
Nah.
Nobody on the premier female atheist podcast. So
So clearly, that's it. That's all there is to it.
That's all there is to it.
So what is a Greta Christina atheist?
So the previous show I did was called Heathen Hot Dish, and my friend Justin and I, it was kind of like Secular Soup, only we stayed on task a little bit more.
You have a task or a
a
run
little-
sheet?
No, we didn't do that.
Okay.
But since
Because I don't
was
want to feel bad that I've like taken you out of your element.
well, no, I was co-hosting with a man, and so he
Oh.
kept me on task because men are more responsible.
His brain couldn't follow you. That's all it was.
Right.
Okay, I'm with you.
So we would have a series of just disagreements about, I referred to him as a Richard Dawkins atheist because he's really big fan of the Four Horsemen. Christopher Hitchens is responsible for getting him out of Seventh-day Adventism, which is how he grew up. So he's very logic-minded and logical fallacy-minded, and whereas I'm more of a bleeding heart, hippy-dippy feelings and emotions kind of person, and I think when I made that statement, I had just seen Greta Christina at an atheist conference talking, and I'm like, yeah, I like her. She's my kind of atheist. Not like Richard Dawkins, who's more just so Richard Dawkins. I don't know. You know what I mean?
So yes,
Kinda
very Richard
stuffy
Dawkins.
and yeah. Greta Christina's fun. I wanted to,
It's fun.
yeah. That's all I meant by that. But then Justin bailed on me because he had to work and shit, and things got busy, and so yeah, we don't have
Do you
that
think
one
you'd
anymore.
never find a co-host like that?
Well, now I found the perfect co-host
She did.
because she's a lady and her name's Amy. So, mhm.
And I'm the best. And I spell my name right.
No.
No, nobody
They're
agrees with
kinda-
that.
You can't ever have the same like spelling, so I think that's okay.
No. That
If we had the
was,
same spelling, it'd be just weird.
there would be a feud.
Yeah.
There would be a feud, but luckily you don't do that sort of thing. It's beneath
No, we
you.
don't. We're above that.
Yeah. We're not petty.
No. We're
I
not
like
some
that.
petty ass bitches.
We're just crafty bitches.
Exactly.
So feminism, why do we need it?
We don't.
Nope. Everything's fixed.
Great. That's the
Yeah.
quickest answer all night.
We need feminism because
Women are
God,
people.
that's such a good question. I don't. Why do we? Because maternal mortality rates are still ridiculous, even in America, where we're supposed to be a developed nation, because we still can't access reproductive rights.
Yeah.
Because in the school that my child goes to, they teach them that,
Celibate only sex education.
well, not only that, but that boys can't control their sex drive, so it's up to girls not to be dirty, chewed up pieces of gum and, you know, let boys get away with things. We need feminism for a lot of those reasons, because my little boys still hear things like, don't cry like a girl, and I can't wear a purple shirt that's for a girl, and there's just a lot of bullshit going on, so we still need feminism.
And that people are still shocked by the Me Too movement.
Mm-hmm.
That's, I mean, we need feminism so people won't be shocked. They'll be, oh, well, yeah, that's understandable.
We need feminism because we had one of the most qualified presidential candidates running for office.
Donald
Jill
Trump,
Biden?
right? It's
Yeah,
Donald Trump, right?
It's Donald
Tell me.
Trump. Yes.
Yes, I knew it. I nailed it.
And yet,
First
because
try.
she was shrill and bitchy, and you know,
Hysterical.
she was beat by a complete and utter buffoon. So
Who has
That
the
says a lot
best
to me.
hair? Let's
Well,
talk about a
he's-
blowout here.
You're
Come
jealous
on.
of the
very
hair.
stable genius, I heard.
I can't imagine. There's got to be a hair team. That'll come out at some point.
And the way his suits hang is just perfection.
Yeah,
He's a sexy beast. Let's just admit it on this show.
he really is.
I had a kind of a dream that
About Donald
Trump gets impeached, and then instead of going to prison, he just has to be on like every single reality show, and has to wear a suit. Like he has to be on the Great American Race, and he has to do like the British baking show.
With
I'd love
his,
to see him try to do a
taped,
meringue.
his taped down tie.
Just a constant like, and everybody's gonna on the show is gonna tell him he's amazing, even though he's horrible, and that's gonna be perfect.
I
You
love
love
the
that.
British
You can think
baking
he's
show
good,
so
and the rest of
much.
it- I'm so sad. I've watched all the episodes.
Me too. The British baking show is like my favorite thing ever.
I've
Did
never
you hear?
seen it.
Did you
and I
watch
haven't
the
read this.
American version? Because
I didn't.
the American version came out and they showed the pilot, and then one of the judges was found to have sexually harassed somebody, so they decided to not show the rest, and they showed the winner on freaking Twitter. And it was like, but we had 8 episodes to watch. Oh, it's so sad.
That's so frustrating. Yeah, I've watched them all on Netflix, and I love that show so much. It makes me want to bake macaroons or whatever.
just
I
love
really
the way they
hate-
talk about it.
I hate Kevin Spacey for ruining House of Cards for me.
I'm 2 seasons behind.
I wanted another season of House of Cards so I could see it all get wrapped up and find out what happened. And now I'm not going to get that because fucking Kevin Spacey can't keep his shit together. So
Keep it in
that's
your
why we need
pants, dude.
feminism.
Yeah, we
'Cause
need.
I can't have House of Cards.
We need feminism because Kevin
It's all about
Spacey
you.
sucks.
Yeah.
It's all about me and my binge-worthy shows.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
Because
we
there aren't too
deserve
many
it.
of them on Netflix. There's only like 3 shows on Netflix. So
That's
it's tough.
markedly untrue.
That's
Demonstrably
blasphemy.
untrue. Yeah.
It's
Have you? Shameless is on there. That show's great.
And there's a really, really bad Madeline Murray O'Hare movie on there.
I watched that.
It's so bad.
Which one is that? What
The
show
Most
is that?
Hated Woman in America.
Yeah, that's what it's called. It is, and then people who knew her were talking about how like totally they just didn't even come close to trying to make it like who she actually was, and
Wow.
there was not great acting, and yeah, it was all right.
I'll watch it. I'm sure I'll watch it.
Sadly,
But
it's
there's Peaky Blinders, so
I haven't watched that one yet. I need to.
Oh God, Amy,
I know you told me that's Harry Potter.
get your shit
how
together.
can you watch so many shows when you go to bed at 8:30 every night?
She goes to bed. I don't sleep ever.
Yeah, Amy never sleeps.
I don't sleep.
I'm a multitasker, so I watch shows while I'm doing literally everything else except podcasting, because then I'd have the noise in the background.
I'm watching
but
2 shows right now while I'm on the
I
show.
probably could do it.
No, I'll call her and she's like, my show's paused. Hold on. Okay, fine. I'll talk to you.
Yeah.
And then
I
we
can't just
hang
do
up
one
on each
thing.
other when we're crunching. We're like eating like food in each other's ears. Like, okay, fine, bye. It was like, that? Did we have notes? Did we have a meeting?
No, we
Is that
just
what that
ate and
was?
talked about TV shows.
We did. We totally ate breakfast this morning on each
We
other's.
should do a second podcast that's just TV show reviews.
Oh yeah, because we both work.
Coming up with the
from
gold
home.
here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many TV show like reviews, but just because I think I heard there were like 487 shows on last year, it's like there's no way to catch up on all of them.
But we'll watch the good
But
ones.
you know the good stuff, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we are like the tastemakers.
Mm-hmm.
So
You should do like podcast reviews. Another white dude podcast, like every week you can review it until.
Oh, we thought about it.
guess who's the bottom of the list? You have one guess.
Cog, those guys. I tell you. Yeah, the thing is, like, I met them at ReasonCon, and it's like they try to say we're these fat slobs, and they're like,
Not
they're like bench pressing cars and stuff. I'm like, come on, dude,
just Tom.
admit the truth.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
maybe
they're
because they
liars,
do
is what
like
you're
video
saying.
now.
Yeah.
they
So
actually have
add
to
liar
leave
to
it
the
good.
list. Like it's
Liars.
Yes, they're liars. Dirty, dirty liars. We are literally women, and we actually have kids. So we're not lying.
honest.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, what are
Women
some of
can't
your topics, ideas, guests that you have going on in the future? Do you have any? Obviously, you have dream guests that you want to take down, but what's coming up? What do people have to look forward to in Secular Soup?
Yeah,
Besides
Amy with an eye. Tell them what they have to look forward to.
My friend, the blueberry and tomato soup friend, wrote her thesis on LGBTQ inclusive sex education. And so we're actually talking about having her on as a guest and talking about her proposal and her thesis, and just asking her why and how, and just kind of delving into
why and how. What do you do?
well, what that would look like how that would actually go about, because obviously sex education is, awful. So it would be amazing to be able to revamp it and be more LGBTQ community like inclusive. And so we weren't going to have her on probably next month and talk to her about that. So that's going to be fun.
That's our plans.
That's our plan. And then at some point we're going to talk about me leaving Mormonism, because
Yes. I had
It's
a request
fascinating.
for that because that's an interesting
you had a request.
topic.
Was it from me? It wasn't from me.
No.
I didn't.
From my
I
friend.
didn't say, please
She's
let me
like, I wanna
talk.
hear
Let me
that
talk a
story.
lot.
For my friend.
My
She
one
is
friend.
My friend.
Ah,
Finger quotes.
my equipment's falling apart.
She's so unprofessional.
She got equipment issues, right?
Really? Yeah.
Yes.
I hear that's a problem in the atheist community.
I MacGyvered this pop filter together
She
out
did.
of
She
dollar
said, "I'm
store
making my own
things."
pop filter because I'm a crafty
I
bitch."
did.
Mine is not. Mine is
Dollar
real.
store items.
And what are these like soup container? What is it you're offering your Patreons, but only for a limited time only?
You've never heard of a bowl before?
Shit, I should have brought one
soup
down here.
things. Soup
It's a
things
bowl-
is close
it's a-
enough, right?
It's a bowl, like literally just a bowl.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost 8 o'clock, or I'd make my-
Chris got.
No.
No, that's a
What
beer
Chris
mug.
got was special. Nobody else
You got
will
a
ever
beer
get
mug.
one.
Yeah.
No, it's similar to this, but not quite. This is the one my child made me in school once. But no, ours are like a little soup crock, like a little mini one with handles, and it will say secular soup on one side and then it will have your name on the other side. And I have some, but they're upstairs in a different room, and I don't know, I'm lazy. So I'm gonna... As soon as they're ready, we'll post pictures on our Facebook and Patreon, and then people who pledge at a certain level. I've already made mine
those dollars.
and Amy's and Marissa's, so we'll all have one that we can pose with, and we're trying to.
We're gonna do a whole photo shoot where it's like heroes don't just wear capes, and we're gonna do it with the microphones because
we need money. So this is all about making money.
Exactly.
We don't
you picked the right thing. Atheist podcasting, that's where all the bucks are in.
It is.
My gosh.
All right.
You see the fat stacks coming in behind me.
We're going to add webcamming into it. Come on, Amy, let's do this thing.
Oh.
We have so many ideas.
Yeah. Just fold it all in. We're just going to make it Christian and atheist. We're just going to hit both boxes. And
wherever we can make some money. That's
basically.
That's what I'm about. I have lots of pajama onesies to buy.
Selling organs.
I think every month you should just switch. Like you go, okay, this month I'm an atheist, and go, nope, sorry, I've seen the truth, I've seen Jesus, and then you go back, and everybody.
I think I do that mid-episode every week, don't I? I'm pretty sure I do.
Probably. I can lie for money, though. That's. I'm not good at it, but I can do it.
I believe in you.
Send me money. That's what I'm saying.
So is there anything that I haven't asked that you'd like to cover on tonight's show?
Where'd you get your onesie from?
Kohl's.
Okay. That was it. That was my question.
So I should point out that I don't normally wear onesies, but I am doing a
you do now
contest in 2 weeks. And so my team is all going to wear pajamas. And this one was just so delightful that I had to purchase it from Kohl's on clearance so that I can wear it to a trivia contest that I will hopefully win. Bring back the trophy. Go Dream Team.
Onesies, the new business casual.
Yeah, I won't wear a onesie. No
way.
I mean, I normally, I'm not.
There is no way I would wear a onesie.
And I usually don't wear diamond necklaces and bracelets with my onesies. But I wanted to really class up this show for you, so
I'm wearing earrings too.
Not what I normally look like.
By showing up, you have classed up the joint for sure.
You know, that's probably true. I would believe that.
So where can people find Secular Soup except on Twitter?
You can't find us on Twitter because we don't tweet.
Twitter's stupid.
It's so stupid.
You can find us on. So our show is actually on Spreaker. That's where it originates from, but you can find it on the iTunes and the
Stitcher.
Not SoundCloud anymore.
What? You broke it?
I broke SoundCloud. No, I found out you have to pay for SoundCloud, and
not that. SoundCloud.
Not Sound. You can find our first 3 episodes on SoundCloud,
which are the good ones anyway.
Yeah. So then we got Stitcher, Google Play. I'm working on iHeartRadio. You have to have 5 episodes to get on iHeartRadio. And we've got that
as
now.
of today.
So
yesterday.
Those are the places you can listen. You can find us on Facebook.
At Secular Soup Podcast.
The page is called Secular Soup Podcast.
Oh, it's still a fight. Okay. I didn't know we still. I thought we'd reached a conclusion to this.
Secular Soup.
And I was pretty sure I'd won. I know, but it feels like a win to me still.
It was a tie at best.
Okay, fine.
Your first tie.
No, it's not a first
Amy with an I. Not that long shot.
Tonight. Well, in the last 5 minutes.
Tonight. It's not our first
Amy with an I manages our Instagram account.
We do. We're on Instagram at Secular Soup.
Secular Soup. Patreon is
Secular Soup
/ Secular Soup or I don't know. Nobody else that I know of is using Secular Soup. So if you just Google Secular Soup, you'll figure it out.
Exactly.
Google.
And if you can't figure it out.
Yeah. If you can't figure it out, then don't listen to the Atheist Podcast. Become Christian again, basically.
Yeah. That's good advice.
You're welcome.
If you can't figure out how to spell secular or soup and put those 2 words together on the internet.
Just type in God because it's 3 letters.
I can't help you.
It's shorter. So clearly it's superior. It's the winner.
Plus he's real.
Well, if you want to support this show, and I don't know why, you can be like Bobby, Hugh, Teody, Marissa. Go to patreon.com. See, I say this worse with no beer. I'm telling you, 2 beers necessary to actually spell my own show. Patreon.com /Zachrilege, ZACHRILEGE. Follow me on Twitter. That's right. I'm on Twitter. See, I'll have Twitter. You have Instagram. We have our territory, and it's like the mafia. We'll figure that out. So like the Zachrilege cast page on Facebook, send all guest requests, love mail, hate mail, talk about my singing, zacrilege.cast@gmail.com. So thank you to the Y and I for being on tonight. For the listeners, stay safe. If you need to chat, I'm available. If you're an atheist and feel alone, you are not alone. Reach out, let's chat, and get that human connectedness that keeps people coming back every Sunday. Stay skeptical. I love y'all, and good night, and gong sound.
Secular soup creed. Soup is the ultimate virtue. It's delicious, nutritious, patriarchy smashing, racism fighting, warm and fuzzy, human affirming, fun having, anti-theist, glitter throwing, tummy satisfying, pair of new shoes fulfilling, diversity seeking, happiness. Minestrone. Beef and barley, chicken broth and split pea, gazpacho, tomato, clam chowder and potato, chicken noodle, beef noodle, egg drop and ramen cup, miso, gumbo, leek and pho. Grab a bowl and taste the magic. Slurp even this.
It's time to shop hundreds of specials at Macy's, plus thousands of new markdowns in-store and online. Shop incredible specials like our fine jewelry clearance 65% off, sandals for her 50% off, save 60% on pillows and comforters, and juniors' dresses, rompers, and more are just $16.99 to $19.99. Or save 10 to 20% with your Macy's Carter Savings Pass. It's time to shop through June 25th at Macy's. Extra savings exclude specials, savings off sale prices, exclusions apply.